Hello there everyone and welcome back to my channel and welcome to my top 10 ranking video for Eurovision 2025. This might be an annual tradition at this point. Who knows? This is the second year in a row that I make a top 10 video for Eurovision. Just when it comes to the songs, no live performances or anything like that taken into consideration because we of course don't know what they look like. If I've understood correctly, the rehearsals have started though, so maybe soon my entire list will be flipped upside down because of what we see on stage in Basel. But at the moment, these are the 10 songs, the ones that I will talk about today. These are the ones that I enjoy the most as a studio cut from this year's Eurovision selection. And the reason why there are only 10 of them is because I don't really feel like talking about all 37. Maybe I'm a little bit on the lazy side in that, but really the second half of that reason is really that these 10 plus a few others, I would say, are really the only ones that I seek out to listen to from this year. It's not a year I'm particularly excited about. However, the 10 songs here, it's going to be all about the positivity because I really enjoy these. And I'll try in this video to do my best in explaining why I think these are just, you know, really good, at least according to me, and just explain why I enjoy them so much. And yeah, I won't really waste any more time because there are going to be a lot of rambling today. I don't really have any notes or anything. I got my song titles here, so I just remembered those. And I'm going to kick this list off from number 10. I'll do a little bit of this, you know, exciting countdown from number 10 to number 1. And from number 10, I felt like I was so unsure, should I really include this song in my list? Because maybe there's another one like my 11 or 12, maybe I like them a bit more. But I was so set on just wanting to include this song because of the amount of negative backlash there is about it. And it is the song from the United Kingdom called What the Hell Just Happened by Remember Monday, which it seems to be a very divisive entry. Like either you love it or you hate it. Maybe some people are in between, but there seems to be a lot of extreme opinions when it comes to this song. And I wouldn't really say that it's you know, my favorite, but I'll put it towards the top of my list. Number 10 is a reasonable spot for me anyway. And the reasons are plenty, really. I understand that the cohesion of the track might be a bit off for some, and that is completely understandable. It is a song that definitely takes twists and turns, and sometimes without really having a lot of flair or finesse about it. However, the whole kind of composition around the song is based on that chaos, and I think that kind of just is a little bit admirable to just go all in with that aspect. I mean, it kind of feels a bit like tongue-in-cheek to call the song What the Hell Just Happened when that is kind of what you question yourself at some of the transitions in this song. But what really makes me enjoy it so much, I feel, is that the individual sections of the track are so enjoyable to me, particularly the verses, which I think are so much fun to listen to. They're high in energy. I love the kind of punchy staccato work with the bass walks in there. I think the energy melodically as well, you know, they have a lot of nice melodic lines in those verses that really just pump up the energy of the track as well, and it's so well sung as well. You got the harmonies throughout the song, and they sound fantastic in my book, and there are just a lot of those kind of aspects tying into each other that just makes for enjoyable moments. Would I have preferred this song to be a bit more cohesive and a bit more kind of finely tuned with all of the different sections? Yeah, probably, but it's still, at the end of the day, a very fun listen for me. I understand that the choruses are a little bit on the draggy side, and I would have probably enjoyed a bit more of a melodic approach during these parts, but the verses kick it up for me and makes it all the more worthwhile. And I actually really think that this is a very admirable effort, and I hope that I'm hoping that it's gonna go well for the UK this year, because they're taking a little bit of a risk with this one, and I applaud them for that. However, if they fall flat on their face with it, better luck next year. But you won me over this year, United Kingdom, so good on that. And I think I'm kind of going to stay within the same little ballpark, I suppose, with another song that is a bit on the chopped up side, a bit maybe messy, you want to say, or chaotic. But another one that I really enjoy and I find very charming, and that's the song from Ukraine called Bird of Prey by Ziferblat. And this one has, you know, contrasting styles going for it. It's very it could be very hit or miss which parts of the track you enjoy, because it has these verses with the very rhythmically distinct guitar work layered with the drumming, just kind of heavily emphasizing a proper rigid rhythm really in there. It's a bit like almost punk-esque in what it wants to do there. The vocals are being kind of shouty, and they're very heavily layered as well to just become kind of not overbearing, but I think you get my you get my point in when I say that. And then there are these moments with kind of these more calm, soothing, very vivid and wide female vocals that just tie the song together, and these moments of just calmness and the way that these parts of the track kind of intertwine. I think there's something quite fascinating and intriguing about that, and also skillfully crafted in making sure that these work together, because I think they really do. I don't feel like the song is that incohesive. I feel like they're doing it in a purposeful manner to tie these parts together and just kind of create more of a journey when you listen to the track, I suppose. Another part that of course makes that work so well is the fact that it's so playfully created in terms of the composition of the track. The chord intervals are fun and refreshing. The flow of the track feels like it does its own thing. And also I would say that, melodically it has various parts of the track that each on their own kind of have their own little identity. And when you put everything together and you stir it into the pot and make a little mix of it all, it's fun. And I think that's really the main takeaway that I have, while at the same time being quite impressively put together from a compositional standpoint. It's just the best of both worlds in that aspect, I suppose. And I do really enjoy the song that Ukraine picked this year as well. As I will do with, of course, all of the songs that I will be talking about today. All of these songs that were picked that are included in my top 10 list, clearly I do enjoy them quite a lot. And that, of course, goes the same as well with the next song up. And in 8th place, I've actually, I haven't talked about this song before on my channel. It's called Run With You by Mamagama, if that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. It represents Azerbaijan this year, and we'll see how it'll go for Azerbaijan. There is... I don't think there's a lot of really excitement about them. There's been a lot of kind of, just a bit of a negative vibe around Azerbaijan lately within Eurovision, and I guess I understand. I understand it, of course. But this year they have a rather upbeat little tune and a very strong pop song at its core, really, for me anyway. I think this one is tons of fun to listen to. It's guitar driven, of course, but at the same time, it's not, full-on rock or anything like that. It's just rock-inspired, upbeat pop, really. The guitar work is strong. The drumming is straight to the point. I think that the song is focused very much on just being catchy and accessible. A little bit on the radio-friendly side as well. But what, of course, sets it apart is the instrumentation. That it's a little bit on the unique side in that regard, because it sounds traditional. I've looked it up. I think it's the instrument used here. I'm not overly familiar with the instruments, that are more traditional in different parts of Europe, but asats, is that how you're supposed to pronounce it? Just the incorporation of this instrument that stands out within the rest of the instrumentation of this track, just kind of incorporating that into your track, it gives it a little bit of an extra identity. And what I feel really ties everything together is the transition from the chorus that is really catchy melodically, vocally strong, and then leads very seamlessly into this instrumental continuation to just kind of maintain that momentum that you've established with the very catchy chorus. I think that just works wonderfully well. This is an energetic tune from start to finish, and I have tons of fun listening to it. Truly, this is one of my most played songs from the entire Eurovision selection this year, without a doubt. I think it's tons of fun to listen to. I admire what they do. It's very clear that this is a group of musicians who really love what they do and are very skillful with their individual instruments, and also skillful in crafting something together. Very expressive vocal style on the lead singer here as well. That could obviously be off-putting for some, I'm not sure, but I've warmed up to it, and I'm very charmed with everything that they try to do with this song. Incredibly catchy, very easy to tap your foot along to, and I'm hooked. So yeah, another there are a lot of fun songs, I realize now. Another very fun song, at least in my opinion, and I've seen a lot of people's opinion. You can call me biased, but Sweden is of course in my top 10. Bara, bada, bastu by Kai is a really fun song in my book. I've seen that some people claim this to be like, oh, you shouldn't consider this to be a humorous act or whatnot. And no, it's not a joke entry, but it is humorous. No one can shy away from that fact. They're talking about, what is it? Dancing Tango with Zoë Më, which is clearly not something to be taken too seriously. However, I mean, everything about the track, it's done with both kind of professionalism and a very humorous side to it. It's the mixture of the two that makes the song so special and so effective, in my opinion. The song is catchy beyond words. It gets you invested into it immediately. It has a very clear identity to it, and it also is highly energetic in what it sets out to do. Vocally, very well performed as well. Like, you can definitely hear this is not some comedian just going in and doing their comedy thing on this. These are musicians who've put together a song that's supposed to be entertaining and fun for everyone, and to just get everyone involved and sing along to it. And it's highly effective in doing that, at least in Sweden. I can't really like comprehend its ability to gravitate towards people who don't speak Swedish, you know, but it obviously works. So I'm stoked about that, because it's such a big fan favorite, which is really, really cool. I'm so glad that Sweden actually ended up sending it. And if you want, I guess I don't really know what else to say about it. I've talked about this song quite a bit before as well. If you want to delve deep into my thoughts about it, I suppose, I made a video with my friend Stuart McLean about this song and Melody Festival, and I suppose in general, which has so many views that you've probably seen it before you see this video anyway, but I will link it in the description. You can listen to me talk about that song even more. So yeah, if you're interested and if you haven't seen it already. But you could watch it again, of course, as well. Should we just move on to number 6? Yes. Sweden number 7 anyway. In 6th place I've put Lithuania, Tavo Akys by Katarsis, or Katarsis, or Katarsis? I don't know. Anyway, really nice find of a group here, for me anyway. This hits, you know, this kind of music is up my alley for sure. I've talked about this song several times as well before, so I don't really know what to add anymore, but I'll just reiterate what I usually say. It's gritty, it's dark, it's kind of gray and you know, a bit industrial in terms of its sound. The sound design is great, I think. The guitars just shimmer with some kind of incredibly hard-hitting and a bit angsty tone in there. The drumming is incredibly like natural sounding. It gives off a very industrial feel altogether with the entire arrangement that it has. Vocally, very strong as well. It's selling the point. It's so emotionally loaded, and it's really all about kind of, I mean, it's kind of a depressing listen altogether when you just take in the audio experience of it. But that's my thing, you know. I love that when they really hit home with the atmospheric quality of the track. That's when you win me over, because this is atmospheric. That's like the main takeaway. I've drawn the comparison a lot of times before with the music of Crywolf, and I will keep, you know, just drawing that parallel, because it's definitely what it reminds me of. For instance, Exuvium by Crywolf. It's the same kind of just anguish. It's the same kind of grit. There's a lot of anger just brewing beneath it. It has these large moments. It's the proper like wall of noise approach with the whole soundscape that they create. This song kind of consists of a little bit of like, it gives you the vibe of hopelessness or desperation or despair even, and you know, just kind of really highlighting these emotions in simply by what you do musically. It's very difficult to pull off, but when you create a soundscape like they've done here, and with that atmospheric quality that this song has, I think you just it can shower over a listener so effectively and just hit like a proper gut punch. And that's what this one does. Without a doubt, up in my top 10. I've put it 6th here. I don't really know, like the order. You could it's probably going to move around tomorrow anyway. You could move them around however you want. maybe not put UK first on the list, but you know, it's just kind of a draft. So if you think that I've put Lithuania too low, you change my list for me. But still, it's definitely one of my favorite songs this year, as well as another song that's among my favorites this year is Zjerm by Shkodra Elektronike from Albania. I've talked about this one several times as well before. I mean, we've known about this song for almost like half a year already. It's crazy how long ago I first heard this song, and it's still just as good. It really is. I'm so hooked by it. I think the identity of the track is really its main selling point. You know, you got the shifteli kind of kicking off the song, and these contrasting rhythms just building from the very get-go. Vocally, I mean, the female vocalist, she carries the song throughout. Like the little switch up with the male input as well. I know a lot of people are a bit put off by it, or were anyway. Maybe they've warmed up to it as well. But I like the dynamic that it provides there, and it definitely keeps the song refreshing. I think it's incredibly well crafted, and it has these choruses that just find themselves in here, and they do not leave. And it's a mixture of things that does that. Melodically, it's very compelling and well composed, but also instrumentally, it just has that identity and a proper stamp that it leaves on you when you listen to it. At least for me, I think it's a wonderful listen. There is a review on my channel if you want to delve deeper into my thoughts about it. Wonderful song, really wonderful. And I hope Albania gets a proper good result with this one. They should get one, I hope. Moving on to number 4, a song that I'm pretty confident will get a pretty good result is the one from Austria called Wasted Love by JJ. This one is probably the most like impressive song this year. It's all about trying to be impressive, I suppose, but I think it nails that. Vocally, it's, you know, it's top tier because it just stands out so much, and it's one of these vocal performances that is supposed to kind of floor you with how impressive it is. And I think that works. I mean, they definitely have crafted the instrumental backdrop to kind of highlight the power of the vocal performance in this track. The song is a little bit of a slow burn before it reaches its ultimate climax, you know, but it's the kind of slow burn that hooks me anyway. I love the piano work in this track. I think melodically it has some really strong moments. The flow from the verses to the chorus, there's just kind of just the bridging between the two parts that's melodically really pleasant to me as well, and really like every aspect of that. However, the main selling point is, of course, the tempo automation towards the end, leading into the Electronica part, that just, you know, for me anyway, hits the hammer on the head. I think that's the expression. No, but that's when you feel like, okay, you won me over completely, because it's building so gradually towards it. It's a proper kind of explosion or release of all the tension that's been built up throughout the track. And when you got this vocal chop just being layered on top of that constant staccato movement, the high energy of the percussion as well, it's just a song, or it's just a part of the song that pushes itself forward so heavily. Proper intensity, proper energy. And yeah, it's just one of these moments where you feel like, okay, everything's coming together and it's just going all in for it. And kudos to them for doing that. Also got some incredible panning in the track as well to just kind of create this immersive experience. And that's really what it is as well. I'm super excited to see what this will look like live and here, of course. Could it win? Maybe. Who knows? I wouldn't mind it. I'll say that much at the moment anyway. I think it's a brilliant song, and yeah, put it fourth here. However, I got 3 songs above it, of course. The first one of those is a song from Switzerland. Did you expect that? Probably, because it sounds kind of like a song that I would usually enjoy. Voyage by Zoë Më, which is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the most beautiful song this year. It's so beautifully crafted. I think that the structure of the track is so poignant and definitely purposeful. It's very clear what it wants to do. It wants to take you on a voyage or a journey per se, and it absolutely does. I think the opening parts of the track is just very, you know, kind of mellow, scaled back, and in a stunning way. It sounds, you know, somewhat comforting. It sounds quite wholesome, really. and very, very, very pretty. Vocally, it aligns with that as well. It's a beautiful vocal performance throughout the song that has a clear characteristic to it. However, what really makes this song so special to me is the fact that the final minute completely shifts the tone of the track twice, I suppose you'd say. This song has the most effective, what do you say? The most effective key change, there we go, that I've heard in a long, long time, for sure. The fact that the song leads into this middle 8 section or breakdown section, whatever you want to call it, that's just full of tension, full of drama. You got the strings kind of cueing in there, and providing so much darkness into a track that feels so comforting leading up to that. It's a proper switch up moment, and maybe it shouldn't work, but it somehow does, at least for me. It's one of these parts where you're taken aback a little bit, and you're like, okay, I see what we're doing, or where are we going with this? And what actually ends up happening is the fact that they use this part as kind of like a segue to get to this key change. And once the final chorus comes up there and it has elevated this key, it feels like it's properly like broken through. It's shattered the dark energy of the track or whatnot, or the tension. It's a proper release. It's so satisfactory to listen to. A proper reward for, you know, just kind of following along on this journey that's definitely building up a story that you go along with. I don't speak French. I don't need to speak French to understand the musical concept about this journey that the listener is being taken on, because as an audio experience, you feel the emotions throughout the track, and that final chorus is the most rewarding and satisfactory experience that I can really name from this year, because it just feels like, yes, it's a moment of overcoming some kind of struggle or some setback, and it's so clear just what they do musically within the track that that's what you achieve, I suppose, and I think that's brilliant, truly, truly brilliant, and I love the song from Switzerland this year. They don't have to worry about qualifying, which is good, because otherwise, this is one of these songs that I would be so sad if it, you know, ends up not doing well. But hopefully it could. I'm very, very glad that they ended up sending it anyway. 2 songs left. None of them are as beautiful as the song from Switzerland, but I love them both so much. I'll start off with number 2, which is Strobe Lights by Sebastian from Belgium. This is, you know, just a song that's so clearly up my alley. It's heavy electronica. It's like proper hard-hitting techno from, you know, way back. It's heavily inspired, you know, just by this kind of gritty EDM scene. And also combining that with the vocal approach that Sebastian has. This contrast between the two styles works so brilliantly, because you definitely feel like the punchiness and the industrial tones and the dark undertones of the instrumental is being paired with these kind of soaring vocals that just shimmer on top. It becomes a little bit of like a mixture of the best of both worlds, really, and it's highly effective, I would say. Sound design wise, like, the instrumental is probably its own thing in just praising for me anyway. I think the sound design is stunning. These acidic synths they're very, very well produced and quite playfully done so as well. I just really enjoy them. And then, you know, you also got, like, this feels like a very substantial arrangement as well. There are so many subtle little harmonies within different instrumental inputs in the background to just create this massive soundscape. Great panning as well, and you just feel like it's I feel like it's a very immersive listen. And then the vocal is kind of, you know, what's supposed to completely overpower your feeling towards the song, I suppose. I think it's doing it very effectively. It's one of these songs that I'm just hoping that people will gravitate towards. Maybe they won't, or maybe they will be just like with the Belgian national final, that it's, you know, kind of landslided that. And in my head, I thought it would do that with Eurovision as well, but there's not that much hype about it. Unfortunately, in my case, but maybe you despise the song, so you're happy about that. But I'll still hold on to that little glimmer of hope in thinking that this will do incredibly well at Eurovision. I got my fingers crossed for that anyway. I really enjoyed this song. However, I've landed on actually picking another song for being my favorite song this year. And this calls for a little bit of a celebration, I suppose, because I don't think I've ever before had the Polish Eurovision song as my favorite for a year. But at the moment, I think that's really where I'm standing. Gaja by Justyna Steczkowska. Yes, that's how I pronounce it anyway. Might have been correct, what do I know? However, this song is a proper ride to get through. It's so intense. It's incredibly, again, immersive. I would probably use as the main word to describe it, really, because it's got this sound design with, you know, kind of these deep lying brass layered on the percussion so strongly and convincingly that I'm just very, very hooked by it. It's energetic beyond words. It's a proper song that just kind of grabs onto me anyway and just throws me along for the ride. It's non-stop in terms of its actual engagement that it has on me. Highly intriguing instrumentation altogether as well. It definitely flirts a lot with kind of a tribal tone. I've seen some parallels being drawn to the sound of wild dances, and I think they're kind of relevant because it has that bit of a, yeah, the tribal tone, I suppose, in it, and highly energetic at the same time. It's definitely this song that just kind of pumps me up anyway. It's a proper adrenaline boost. Love the combination of instrumental and vocals in this song as well. The vocals are really being used as like an additional instrument, so you can really incorporate them into the instrumentation of this track, I suppose, because there are a lot of elongated high notes, and they do their job for sure. She performs it amazingly, I would say, and you got like these moments where the violin hook becomes really the selling point of the track, and it's this combination of the different approaches that just makes the song incredibly refreshing, and it feels like the 3-minute runtime flashes by in a minute because there's always something going on within this song, and I'm so hooked by it, and I'm so much rooting for it. It needs to, we can start with this, it needs to qualify for the final, otherwise I would be so sad. We need to start there. But yeah, that would be my favorite song this year, I think, at the moment anyway. So my top 10 list, if I'm just going to repeat it, I got Poland in first, then Belgium in second, Switzerland in third, Austria, Albania, Lithuania, Sweden, Azerbaijan, Ukraine, and the United Kingdom. That would be my top 10. I'll just throw in a little bit of a shout out, I suppose. I think the Netherlands has a pretty good song this year. Portugal does as well. Denmark, maybe? I can throw them into the mix as well. Those are a few that I guess missed out. There are, of course, others as well, but yeah, give them a little bit of a mention. But my 10 that are my favorites, they're right there, and yeah, hopefully I got my points across reasonably well. I haven't really been, delivering with a lot of Eurovision content this year, and I was early on, but I kind of lost the ambition to really like keep up with it. I grew a bit tired of it. However, Eurovision is, of course, it's happening next week. We'll see what other content I can provide within the week or so. Be on the lookout on my channel. Something might pop up. However, if not, or if it does, I thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and hopefully I can see you all again very, very soon. Take care of yourselves until then, though, and bye for now.